Another day. Trying to bring the PMA. Bring the positivity today. Went to the pumpkin patch yesterday. Absolutely adorable. Took cute pictures. You know, just trying to do my thing. Trying to live my life. Trying to make my memories. Trying to make my memories. Good memories. Tired though. Tired. I think I need to hit the doctor or something. See if something's going on, if I need a little bit more B12 or something like that, because man, I feel like I'm dogging it, you know what I mean? But just staying happy, you know, trying to stay happy, trying to see the good in life. But one thing I was thinking about was just the idea of creating stuff and making things, you know, whether it's movies or music or videos or, you know, whatever it might be, even art. I think one thing that I have always been scared of, that's always kind of held me back from making and creating stuff, is like the fear of what other people think about it. Or when I watch things back, it's always cringe to me. You know, when I in my old job, I worked at a church and I sang every weekend. And what I would do the next week is we would watch it back. We'd watch playback from the last week and kind of take notes. It's like watching game film, you know what I mean? And I was the QB, and we were watching the film, looking it back, seeing how it went. And man, it was always so painful to watch myself, because I was reminded of how I was reminded every time that my voice was flat, or, you know, I did something awkward, or I fumbled over my words, and that was tough. But I think the thing I've realized lately is it's never as bad as you think it is, or it's never as embarrassing or uncool or whatever you wanna, whatever negative thought you want to attach to it. You know, it's never that bad, and other people like it, because I've created stuff, and everything I feel like I've created, and people are nice, you know, and people might be more positive, but I think they're genuine by and large. But one thing I've noticed is when I've showed people the stuff that I've made, they thought it was cool. Like, I made this, I'm into CapCut. I'm into making the it's like kind of a joke, but it's also kind of not, you know. Oh shoot, just turn on the max AC. I do not need that today. It's chilly. It's gonna get hot though. I'm into cap cuts, and it's kind of tongue-in-cheek. It's kind of meme-ified. It's kind of like a joke, kind of troll, but it's also not in its own sense. So what I try to do is I try to take like the trending way of doing stuff, you know, with all the cuts, with all the transitions, with the meme music, like sped up 2x, you know what I mean? Like the high-pitched stuff. I try to take that, but then make it kind of funny. And usually it has something to do with my friends thinking it's funny, but man, they all like it. And when I was putting it together, I was like, is this gonna be stupid? Am I wasting my time? And whatever, like, is it gonna fall flat? What are people gonna think? But I decided, no, I'm not gonna do that. I've been making these videos here, and I'm trying not to think about how uncool it might be, or how people might think it's weird. Because I don't know, I think as long as you're being authentic and you're being your true self, I think people are gonna appreciate that. And they, you know, 9 times out of 10, people might not even love what you're making, but there might be a couple of people who do. And at the end of the day, you can look back at a portfolio of things you made and be proud of that. Because I think what's worse than making something that people don't like is not making anything at all, you know. I think when you say, oh, I live life with no regrets or I have no regrets. I've kind of mentioned this before, but like that's not true. I mean, there's things you could have done better. I think if you don't have moments where you think, oh man, that could have been better, I think you're just kind of lying to yourself a little bit. But one thing that I kind of regret, or I'm trying to accept, or something that I recognize that I want to change now from the way I've been operating in the past is just pursuing leisure, pursuing comfortability over like making something, you know. So that's what I'm doing now. But yeah, I don't think it's ever as bad as you think. And I think especially with your own stuff, with your own writing, with your own content, with your own music, with your own art, with your own business plan, I think you're gonna poke a lot more flaws, or you're gonna poke a lot more holes and see a lot more flaws than anyone else is gonna see. And people generally want you to do good, you know. I think no one wants to sit down at a wedding and hear a best man speech and critique it, and no one's sitting there hoping it bombs. Everyone hopes that it's funny and it's good, and I think if you perceive your audience in that way, like they want you to succeed, and they're also forgiving. I mean, have you ever been sitting in an audience listening to something like a best man speech and thinking like, oh, let's critique this, I hope this goes terribly? No, like you want it to be good, and even if they do fumble over their words, you're like, oh, it's time to leave, this sucks. No, you're like, you know, they're people, they're humans, they're fine, you know. Get back on your horse, you know. But I always see people when I'm driving to work doing stuff like putting on their makeup or trying to get ready in their car, or things like that, and it's fascinating to me. It's a good reminder to me. Because one, when I see that, I'm like, man, they had stuff to do too. I think when you live your life and you're isolated from other people and their experiences, it's hard to recognize that they have their own life behind, you know, what you perceive at work or at school or wherever. But I saw somebody just like, I just looked to my right, you know, 5 minutes ago, and I saw someone putting on, I don't know if it was like face lotion or just generally just trying to get ready, tie up the loose ends before heading off to work. And it just kind of got me thinking a little bit and made me think like, man, okay, other people are doing stuff too. You know, other people got stuff going on too. Other people are trying their best. And maybe other people are barely making it. Maybe it's going worse than it is for me. And I'm not trying to say that things are going terribly, but like, everyone thinks their own situation's hard because it's the only situation they know. But it's like, maybe they're dealing with even more than what I'm dealing with in my normal day. Because I don't know. I am gassed at the end of the day. It does feel like the mornings, it's like moving heaven and earth to get my butt out of bed, even with a decent night's sleep. But you never really know what other people are going through, and I think if we carried that mindset, things might be a little bit easier for everyone. You might have a little bit more grace, and you have more grace for someone else. They have more grace for you. They have more grace for the other person. You know, what would that look like if we were a little bit more, I don't know, easy? If we took it easy. I don't know. Take it easy today. I'm gonna try to. Peace.